when you hear that Buster H.R. Oh, man, it's about to go down. You feel the tension in the air? Wrestling fans all over the world, get ready for this right here. They're gonna have a field day with this one. You're about to witness Buster Unmasked! Oh, Lord! Oh, Lord! There's no telling what Buster's gonna say today. We just getting started. Just getting started! Welcome to Buster Unmasked! Hosted by Buster H.R. Johnson. This is a Buster H.R. exclusive. We are now tuned in to Buster Unmasked. We are now tuned in to Buster Unmasked. You are now tuned in to Buster Unmasked. We are now tuned in to Buster Unmasked.
All right, y'all, we are here and we are live. I think we're live on Facebook tonight, too, like we should be. So everything's a go. You're watching Buster Unmasked. This show right here, man, is going to tug on everybody's heartstrings. I'm going to tell you right now, we usually on this show, we have a lot of fun, and we're going to have some fun tonight. But, man, this is a serious show about a serious subject that went on back in December. I think everybody kind of knows what happened in Leachville, the car wreck, and the kids from Manila, the Manila 7. And that's what this show is all about. This podcast is all about the Manila 7 and the big THILLA in Manila 4. This Saturday night, all proceeds go to benefit and go to help all the families of the Manila 7, man, in this tragic day and time and that tragic event. Look, I can tell you this. It affected everybody in Manila, Arkansas, and the surrounding areas. And I feel like it affected, man, it reached its hand out way beyond that too, man. I think everybody can, I think everybody can feel the pain that Manila felt. And we're going to do our best to have some fun here tonight on this podcast and tell y'all about this great show coming up. I got a great guest. Actually, I got two. Got one down here right now. The other one should pop in a little bit. Before we get there, though, before I get my guest on, y'all know, April 12th, Trenton, Tennessee, 2:30 p.m. It's a Sunday. KAW returns. So let me just play this teaser right quick.
Buckle up and hold on tight. What was old will be new again. What was established in 1998 will be re-established in 2026. No substitutes, no cheap imitations. The most feared 3 letters in professional wrestling. KAW, Kick-Ass Wrestling, returns to claim the crown. Let the chaos begin. Outlaws never die.
All right, y'all, Sunday, April 12th, Trenton, Tennessee. Bell time is 2:30 p.m. It's the return of Kick-Ass Wrestling. You do not want to miss it. Got some originals going to be there. Got a ton of these new prospects for KAW, and we're going to find out if these young guys can handle the heat. But let me say this right now. Without my sponsors, none of this would be possible. So let me plug these guys, and then we're going to get straight in to excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, THILLA in Manila. There we go. For all of your breaking news, sports, and weather in and around the Jackson, Tennessee, and the West Tennessee area, be sure to tune in to 101.5 FM or 103.5 FM. You can also log in to talkinwesttennessee.com. That's TALKNWESTTN.com or newstalk1035.com. For all of your in-home care and consumer direct services in and around the Caruthersville, Missouri area, be sure to call Glowing Hearts at 573-643-2537. Their priority is caring for you and your family. Be sure to check out the Boot Hill Sports Network on YouTube for all of your sports news and live local games in and around the Missouri Boot Hill. That's BOOTHEEL. That's the Boot Hill Sports Network on YouTube. The Boot Hill Sports Network is also the home of American Hostile Championship Wrestling and the Unified Wrestling Alliance every single Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on YouTube. Professional wrestling just the way you like it. All right, y'all, now that we got that out of the way, the rest of this show is 100% THILLA in Manila, and that's all we're talking about from this point on. Let me just say this. This is a huge event coming up this Saturday night. 4 companies came together to make this happen, but the guys behind this, I got one half of them right here, right now. One half of the K9s, Scott Caliber. Scott.
What's going on, Buster?
Man, it is good to have you here, man. I've been looking forward to this show and dreading it kind of all at the same time, man.
I understand.
Tough. Really tough situation on everybody. I think when this incident happened, I think it affected everybody. Look, I'm in Tennessee now, but I'm from Arkansas, and I lived in Marktree for 10 years. My wife's born and raised in Marktree, and man, it touched our family way up here too. It touched all of us. So y'all are the guys putting this thing on, man. Tell us a little bit about the situation. For anybody who don't know, tell us a little bit about what happened with the Manila 7.
All right. Well, first of all, Buster, thank you for having us on here. It's an honor. I've watched some of your episodes and was really looking forward to it. Kind of like you, kind of really don't want to be on here for this reason, but it is for a good cause. The accident happened back in December. A group of kids from Manila high school kids, they were traveling together, headed to Jonesboro to go play at Ultimate Air. And they got right there by the Lake City Bridge. Another vehicle came over in their lane. There was a head-on collision, and the third vehicle was involved. The man the other vehicle, he passed away that night. Come to find out, he was also from Manila, and he has a couple kids that graduated from there, and currently has a son that's in high school as well, 7th or 8th grade, I do believe. He's up there with the rest of the kids, so they all know each other. The other kids in the vehicle all got transported to the hospital over in Jonesboro. It was myself and the Manila police chief. We made it over to the emergency room, trying to figure out what was going on. Found out some kids was at NEA. Some kids were taken to St. Bernard's. Most of them got transported to the Med in Memphis. One of them got transported to Children's in Little Rock. All of them were fighting for their lives. Unfortunately, one boy, Brady Cartwright, he passed away in Memphis from his injuries. But the other kids they kept on fighting. 3 of them got to come home a few weeks later. 2 of them were sent to the Shepherd Center in Atlanta for rehab. And as of this past Friday, one of the boys got to come home. So now we still have Maddox, who's still in Atlanta. He's getting better every day, slowly but surely. But right now, every day is progress for him, which we're thankful for. and hopefully maybe June, July, somewhere in that area, he might get to come home.
So that's some good news, at least. That's kind of a little bit of a silver lining in this dark cloud. And man, as a parent myself, man, every time my kids, I got 2 kids that are just starting to drive and get
Right.
out, and man, every time they leave the house, I mean, not just what happened in Manila, but just as a parent in general, you're worried about your children out there on the road. It ain't just them. You gotta try to pay attention to everybody else on the road too. It ain't just your car; it's everybody. And man,
You're right.
I think about that every time my son and daughter want to go with some of their friends or just get out on their own. And I can't even imagine it, man. I can't imagine what it did to all these parents. And Manila as a community, Manila's not a big community. So when this happens and that many people in Manila, all this happens at once, man. Talk to us about that part of it. Talk to us about how it affected Manila as a whole.
Well, to touch on what you're talking about with kids and driving, I have a son, my only son. He is 20, and he's about to take a job out in West Virginia and going out there by himself and all that. And I'm happy for him, but it scares the crap out of me wondering about him, especially being on the road and all that. It affected a lot of people. My shoot job, I don't care to tell you, a lot of people that know me know my shoot job is I've been a cop for about 20 years now. And I've dealt with this kind of stuff, accidents, working on them, seeing people mangled up, stuff like that. But the past 4 years, I have been the school resource officer for the Manila school.
Oh,
And so I know these kids on a daily basis. I see them every day, interact with them. We pick on each other back and forth. I've got a good rapport with these kids, and they're all great kids. Brady, I'll tell you this. Brady used to come to my office a lot, just in between classes, just to say, hey, what's going on? And when he found out that me and him shared the same birthday, he would come by randomly and say, hey, you know why you're such a cool officer? And I was like, why's that, buddy? He said, because you got the same birthday as me. So, I mean, it's stuff like that. Like I said, I interact with these kids all the time, every day. But the community of Manila, they came together, supporting these families. They've done a few raffles and stuff. They've had a couple gun auctions and stuff like that, trying to help raise money. And then other school districts from around Northeast Arkansas have helped out and showed their support. During, of course, it was basketball season when this happened. Our rival schools, they would wear black and gold to show support for the kids and post it on Facebook. And, we had a couple schools come to Manila, and they had made like a prayer chain, and they posted it up around the high school. So a lot of support. Even had a candlelight vigil there in front of the City Hall in Manila. Man, that was a great turnout. I would say there was probably over 600 people that showed up in front of City Hall for that.
That's a good turnout. And I'm from a small town too. I'm from Helena, Arkansas. Now it's not as small as Manila. I mean,
Right.
honestly, it's probably, what's the population of Manila?
I'm gonna say it's over 4,000 now. As many houses have been built.
So Helena and West Helena at its peak was about, I want to say about 36,000 people. So nowhere near as small as Manila, but even in a 36,000 people community, something like that happens where that many people all at once are involved in something like that. It affects the whole community. And you got a lot of people from Manila that are in the wrestling business. I mean, it's as simple as that. And I mean, it's the truth. JPJ, he claims Manila.
Yeah, he's from Manila.
A
Me and
lot
JPJ actually went to school together. He's a couple years younger than me, but we did go to school together and played high school baseball together. So I've known him for a long time.
Right. He's the guy over OCW right now, which is one of the companies involved in this. So look, man, I'm going to ask you one more question about the actual incident, and not really it, but how are the families doing now? How are the families doing?
They're doing the best they can. I would have to say Brady's parents, Brady's mom and dad, are probably two of the most selfless people I've ever met with this whole situation. going on. They were more worried about. I mean, of course, they were worried about their son,
Right.
but the other kids involved, they're worried about them and Brady's friends, and they let a lot of the friends come down and see him before he passed, and all that good stuff, and just kind of be with him. And his mom went over to check on the other kids while Brady was getting visits from his friends. She went over to check on the other kids in the hospital to see
Right.
how they were doing.
Yeah.
So
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was like, they're probably two of the most selfless people I've ever met. Well, they've never lost faith during this whole time, and still haven't lost faith. And the other families, they're getting by. The kids still having, they're having their issues, their physical therapy and stuff like that. They're still healing, still having to go to doctor's appointments, and a couple of them still have a couple surgeries, in the future that they got to go through. So they're hanging in there, taking it day by day. And
Right.
I talked to them, and they were like so amazed at the amount of support that they receive from, not only our community there in Manila, but the surrounding communities, and how everybody's, come together to try to help them out.
Yeah, I feel like it touched a lot of people in and around Manila, and people out of state too. Donnie Martin's on here, and he says that he grew up. Actually, he said he grew up not far from Manila, and he says he's sorry for the losses. And here's the thing, man. I'm glad that these kids are starting to heal up and make their way home. It's got to be a relief on those parents,
Yeah,
and medical bills. We all know
man.
medical bills are just ridiculous nowadays, just too ridiculous, overpriced everything, and that's kind of how we got here. Is I mean, the proceeds for this whole show Saturday night is going to be split up between these families, right?
That's right. This is a benefit we do for the elementary school there in Manila. It's their fundraiser benefit. When this happened, I talked to the principal and superintendent and like, hey, look, this is what uh,
What's up, Ricky?
this is what we want to do. We're not trying to take this away from the elementary, but we need to help these families. So how about if we do the door? All the proceeds from the door that night will go to these families, be split up between for them, and then the concession stand. The elementary school can have the concession stand just to help them out as well.
Right. So it's good for everybody. And man, some of the past the Thrilla in Manila's, y'all drawing some big crowds. So I mean,
yeah, I was surprised. Not the very first one, Buster. We had over 1,200 people in the crowd, and I was actually talking today, and I was talking about it, and I was nervous promoting it. My first show to promote and book, and Damien he had helped a little bit for that first one, but not as much as he on the past three. But I was just worried. I was like, man, if I can get at least 600 people to fill up this gym, I would say it was a success. And then right there by bell time, you look out and you got over 1,200 people in that gym. I was like, well, this is amazing.
Hopefully, we'll see that same thing happen Saturday night.
Well, I believe our bleachers will hold a little bit over 2,500 people, and then I'll have some ringside seats. So if I can pack it out like that, man, that would be amazing. If it could be, I want the fire department to come in there and lock the door so nobody else can come in. We're at capacity.
Right, that'd be a great problem to have. And this goes out to anybody watching this, or will see it between now and Saturday. Go support this show. You're not just going to a wrestling show. You're supporting all these families in Manila that were involved in this incident, man, this tragic event. So go support this show. What's ticket prices, man?
Ticket prices are for adults are $10. Students are $5, and kids 4 and under are free.
See, it's affordable. Go support this show. It's for a great cause. So look, before we start getting into this card, I've got a couple of graphics. I've got a promo for some superstars now.
But Buster, before we get to that, can I explain the Manila 7?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. I didn't touch on this, but the kids in the vehicle, there were 6 of our students in the vehicle that were all injured. The reason it's for the Manila 7 is, like I said, the gentleman, the father in the other vehicle that passed away, his son is in high school. Well, not only did his son lose a father, his mother has been battling cancer.
Man.
And So they, no income anymore right now. So they're struggling. So when I told all along, I said, we're doing this show. It's going to be for every kid, all of them involved. That kid wasn't, directly involved in a car, but he did lose a father that was involved in it. So he's part of this. So we're doing Manila 7.
Well, that's really cool, man. That's a great thing. I think it's an awesome thing y'all are doing anyway, man. So look, before we start breaking down some of this talent and these companies that are all involved, Ricky Kennedy's already in here. APW is a part of this.
That's right.
Give us a little history on the K9s, man. How you and Wolf got together and how the K9s came to be.
Me and Wolf, we've known each other for a long time, worked together for a few years. I would say we both got in the business 2012, 2013 area. Actually started at MCW there in Osceola. And I came in with Big B, and we were Chief Hill's K9s is how we started off. And then we kind of broke off from Chief Hill and ended up this being the K9s, ended up at OCW and Hoxie, and I brought Damien in over there to join us, and then me and him just formed a tag team. We would tag for a while, and then you know how it is with friends. Sometimes you have disagreements, man, and
right.
There's a couple times that me and him, kind of split apart, and we've had our own battles, and let me tell you, they were some pretty good battles. One of us would be the heavyweight champion, and then the other one would be the heavyweight champion. We'd be going at each other, and then stuff happens. We reconcile, and how you get back together, and we're good. We're great as a tag team. I'd have to say that. I mean, our chemistry together, we know what each other's thinking. Multiple time tag team champions. They're different promotions. So right now we're the current OCW tag team champions.
So y'all got the belts back.
We got the belts back. We actually we got them back on Valentine's Day there in Black Rock.
Okay.
We beat the Good Brothers.
Man.
Technically, we beat the Good Brothers.
And they were still cool enough to cut a promo and send in for you guys, man.
They were some awesome dudes, man. I have to give them that. Yeah, they were still cool enough to do that for us. We explained the situation to them, and they were already booked up for that day. But they're like, "Hey, man, the least we can do is this. Try to help y'all bring some people in." And I was like, "Man, I'll take it."
Right. I'll tell you what. Let's watch their promo. Let's see what they had to say about this thing, and then we'll get back to it and start breaking it down.
Here we are. Look, it's the machine gun Carl Anderson, the best big man in the business, the big LG, Doc Gallows, the world famous Good Brothers. Preach to him, LG.
March 14th, Manila, Arkansas.
Yep.
Everybody in the wrestling community, in the wrestling world, come on out, show your support for the families of the tragic accident. Come out and cheer the boys on. Wrestling for a great cause. We can't be there, but we'll be there in spirit. Manila, Arkansas, you're just too sweet.
Really, really cool, man. Those are some big stars. Been the world champion in the biggest company in the world, man. So
yeah,
that's a big deal, man. Really cool guys. So look, let's talk about how this show came together, because, like I said, there's MCW, there's APW, OCW, and the AWA are involved in putting this show on. So before we start getting into the actual talent and stuff, tell us how you got all these guys on board, all these different companies.
So right now we work for OCW full time every week. Like I said, we're their tag team champions, and we were already planning on doing a show for the school anyway on this date. And so OCW was a part of it in that capacity. And then after the accident happened, TW from AWA, he called me, and he was like, "Hey, man, we're from Blytheville. Manila's close to us. We want to do something to help out the families. We know, that's kind of y'all's place. Let's come together, and if we can, and let's put on a great show for them to benefit." I was like, "Hey, man, I'm already planning a show anyway. Let's throw some ideas together, and let's try to get this done for the families." And then OCW has had this big brawl with APW going on. What are they? All Pro Wrestling? Is that what it's called? All Pro Wrestling. I call it ass pro wrestling. But you know, no, no, I'm playing. I'm playing. No, Ricky, he's a really good dude. He talked to me. He's like, man, anything we can do to help out, let me know. He said my guys will come in. Well, I know you're gonna do like a couple different promotions coming in. He said APW would love to be a part of it. I said, man, I'll be glad to have you. I said we'll throw together a heck of a show. And then Harry, and 187 Serpent 187. And C Money from over there at MCW, they've got some kids that go to Manila and have been around Manila, and they reached out too, wanting to be a part of it. I said, hey man, let's just one big happy family. Let's come together. Let's put on a great show.
Yeah, that's really cool that all these companies are coming together. But honestly, all of those companies that are coming together for this, they all are big into their communities. Big
They are.
into helping their communities. The MCW does thing after thing to involve their community. Anytime someone needs help, they do. Ricky Kennedy and APW does the same thing. TW and AWA, they do the same thing, man. They do a lot of benefits to help St. Jude's and different stuff. And OCW is the same way. OCW,
right.
I mean, so it's almost like it was fate that all these companies kind of came together to be a part of this and to represent on this show.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go a long way into filling up most of them 2,500 seats, hopefully.
I hope so, because these companies want to bring their own people, their own fan base. That's, that'll make the trip to Manila, and that's good. And I can't tell you, man, how appreciative I am for all those guys, all the companies wanting to come together and help out with this event. It means a lot more than I can't tell you thank you enough for everything they're doing to help us out. So
right. So look, before we move on to the actual graphics and the talent, you said you started at MCW
back in the day.
I didn't actually start there, but that's where I actually got to cut my teeth at. Back when Moondog first started it. So let's talk about MCW for a second, man. We know MCW, like I said, they're big into the community. They'll do anything they can to help anybody, anytime. It's where you started, where I cut my teeth. So I know it holds a spot in your heart, just like it does mine. So talk to us about MCW just for a second.
Oh man, MCW. That was actually Damien. He started there too. We went over there with Chief Hill. He was, back in wrestling a little bit, and went over there with him, done some training with James Lee Booker and Chris Hollywood. I know you know them guys.
The Sons of Moondog.
The Sons of Moondog, yeah. Great dudes, man. They showed us a lot of stuff and helped train us a little bit. And then just kind of got started over there. Frankie Tucker was there. LaFonce helped us out a lot when he was running the thing. And one of the first people I got into it with was big old Johnny Rotten.
How'd that work out, man?
Well, I'm not a small guy, Buster, but when I ran into that brick wall, I got knocked on my ass, and I felt pretty small then.
MCW, man, I don't think there's nobody around our area. I'm talking about let's go back to when we had a bunch of big stars around our area. Everybody has came through Osceola, Arkansas. Every single person from the lowest total pole guy to the biggest star around here has walked through those doors in Osceola, Arkansas at MCW. It's a great place for young wrestlers to come, learn how to hone their craft, cut their teeth, and get them reps in, because they've been running since 1994 consecutively.
Right.
There ain't but one other company around our area, and that's TIWF up here in West Tennessee, that's been running that long. So that tells you a lot right there. And it went from Moondog to LaFonce, and finally the boys got it. The Claps got a hold of it.
Right.
And man, I will say this: I think they've done a wonderful job since they have taken it over. They've changed the look about it, changed the atmosphere. I think they brought it back to life over the last few years.
They have, definitely. I keep up with it on Facebook and stuff, and every time I'm looking, they've always got a heck of a crowd. in there. And honestly, I hadn't been there in a few years, but this past Friday night, I did come back and make a special appearance. Harry told me to come on in, and I went out and done a mic spill out in the ring. And surprisingly enough, that like I said, I ain't been there in years. I went out and man, I got a hell of a pop. I was surprised. I was like, man, these people actually remember.
Yeah,
But,
I actually seen that footage, man. I seen that. You
So-
did. You got a hell of a pop. Hey, there ain't just. I mean, look, there is probably 3 and 4 generations of families that have grown up there watching this wrestling, from their grandparents to their parents to the grandkids to the great grandkids. So they got a long history in the wrestling business. Justin Klein, I'm gonna tell you right now, this ain't your show. This ain't your show. We don't need none of your smart ass remarks coming on. MCW don't want your ass anyway. We know that already.
Come on down to OCW, Justin.
There you go. You got an invite, man. You might mess around and get your tail kicked down there. Justin Klein always got something smart to say. He's a heat magnet, as I like to say, man. So no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sometimes that's a good thing, being a heat magnet,
Yeah, but nobody look. Justin gets go away heat, man. He gets go away heat. He ain't getting the kind of heat where we actually like you, but we gonna boo you. No, they don't like Justin, man. When Justin shows up, they really want his ass to leave, man. So let's jump from MCW and let's talk about the AWA for a second.
Right.
AWA owned by TW Barnes, based out of Blytheville, Arkansas, and that's something else too. All these companies are. I mean, how far is Blytheville? I mean, from Manila, it's nowhere hardly.
About 15 minutes.
Right.
OCL is about 20.
Where's Hoxie in this? I think Hoxie's the furthest way, right?
It is. I can get from Manila to Hoxie in about 50 minutes.
So there you go.
But that's me. That's me driving.
Right. Well, you got that. I mean, you can hit the little siren, man, if you want to. And speed, it ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you, man. But,
right.
So let's talk about AWA and TW. And you kind of told us how everybody come aboard. Let's talk about what the AWA brings to the table, man.
Yeah, TW, he reached out to me. Wanted to bring a couple guys in, and he said, he'll do whatever he needs to do. So I know TW is going to be there, and he's also bringing the Savage Brotherhood with him.
Okay.
So I'm not sure who else he's going to bring, but he told me those guys and himself for sure. So
the Savage Brotherhood, man. Believe it or not, I mean, people hate these dudes all over the place, but in Missouri, for some reason, they like them. They ain't changed nothing about the way they wrestle, but in Missouri, I guess we have to say it, they're fan favorites. But they cause chaos everywhere they go. So I expect when they show up in Manila this Saturday, they are going to cause chaos and represent. So I think everybody needs to watch out, man. AWA, a good promotion. Like I said, based out of Blytheville, and they do tons of stuff to help the community all the time. So it makes sense that they're part of this.
Yeah, I know they do shows for St. Jude and other deals, all year long. So I'm definitely glad to have them coming in to help us out with this. And as far as Savage Brotherhood, I first met Storm down in Mississippi. I went down there for Redeemed Pro Wrestling, old Ronnie Horner.
Right.
He brought me down there, and that's where I first met Storm. And pretty good dude. I can tell he likes to bring chaos, like you said, wherever he goes. But we're glad to have him coming up and be a part of our show.
Well, Storm's usually pretty cool. It's Brody Hawk you got to watch out for. Brody's a straight-up redneck. You might even have to arrest Brody before the show's over. I don't know, man.
I've been itching to tase somebody, so.
There you go, man. Brody is the perfect candidate, man. He got a bad attitude. Tase him before the show even starts, man.
It's been a few days since I got to do that, so I'm itching already.
That'll be great. Okay, so now let's talk Ricky Kennedy and APW, based out of Marianna, Arkansas, All Pro Wrestling, another company that big in their community, big around Marianna, and they do shows in West Memphis. They do a lot of shows to help benefits and whatever. They do a Special Olympics show I think once a year. I think it's in. For some reason, I want to say Far City, but I know that's not right. But APW, great company, full of talent,
Yeah.
and I know y'all got a feud going on with OCW and APW, and I know Ricky Kennedy can be a prick, but at the end of the day, Ricky and APW is going to do whatever they need to do to help out anybody that needs help. So talk to us a little bit about APW, man.
So there, yeah, of course, OCW, APW's had this feud going on, but
I was
Ricky,
right. For City, I was
Forest
right,
City?
man. Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, we've had this feud going on, but Ricky, he came up to me, he says, "Hey man, we need to talk." I said, "All right." I said, "Oh, you know, these little cronies ain't get, anywhere around, right?" He's like, "No, man, this is for real." I said, "All right, what do you got, Ricky?" He said, "Man, he found out about the accident and everything and found out we were doing this show." He's like, "Me and my guys at APW, we want to help out any way we can." He said, "What do you need us to do?" And I said, "Hey, man, just bring some guys, come to the show. Let's put on some hell of a match for the people." And he's like, "You get me the poster." He said, "I'll take it to the schools around my area, promote the hell out of it my way, and try to bring a crowd in." So, and as far as I know, I mean, we talk. So what he's out doing. He's out, promoting every day, especially when he's on that route.
Right. Ricky's a hustler, man. I don't think anybody can deny that. Ricky's a hustler, man. He goes out.
I learned that
He
about him.
works for what he wants. Yeah, he works
Yeah.
for what he wants, man, and he usually gets what he wants one way or another, man. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer for me for APW to be on board. Now, I don't want to say the best for last because I'll piss everybody else off. Ricky will be shooting me a message. What are you talking about, Buster? But we saved OCW for last, man. JPJ's the guy there. You guys are tag team champions there. So I'm assuming OCW was a no-brainer to be part of this thing.
Oh yeah, definitely no brainer. Yeah, we pretty much call OCW our home. We've been there since 2014 on a regular basis. Like I said, me and Damien both were multiple-time heavyweight champions there, multiple-time tag champions. And as far as JPJ Jack, he actually trained with us when he first started, and he's made it pretty big, and we're proud of him for that. Glad to see a hometown boy, making a good name for himself.
Right, but Jack. I mean, Jack is Jack's one of the. If we were to put 5 or 6 wrestlers around our area at the very top, Jack's one of those guys. I don't know. I don't know where he falls, but he's one of those guys. He's one of the top 5 or 6 guys around our area, bar none. OCW has been around a while. It's went through a couple of different incarnations through the years. But I feel like, man, since Jack's got a hold of it this time, man, OCW is doing some big things, man. Talk to me about OCW itself and how you guys do you like what Jack's done with the company since he's been on board?
Definitely, yeah. Jack, he works well with Laser and Miss Shannon there, and they've reached out and brought different talent in. I mean, you got different guys from OVW that's came in, SB and his group, and they'll work with some of these new guys and try to teach them what they can. And like usually every week he's got somebody new in there. We had Tattoo last week there. Alexander Gold has been there a couple weeks. And then back, Valentine's Day, we, had that big show in Black Rock where he brought the Good Brothers in, and Abaddon and Enzo was with us there too. So just bringing them, top talent in to help the guys, the younger guys in the company and teach them something. It's making OCW better. It's, setting the standard.
Right. OCW, I feel like OCW is really on fire right now and have been for the last probably 6, 7, 8 months for sure. Like the OCW seems to grow every time I see something new from it. It seems to get bigger and bigger. And speaking of the Good Brothers, you were actually in a match with the Good Brothers on Valentine's Day. So talk to me smarten us up on that match, man, and how it was to be in there with the Good Brothers, dude.
Oh man, that was an experience to say the least. It's probably one of my favorite matches of my career. But it was of course the Good Brothers and us, and then the Modern Day Monsters, Warwolf Bruce and Draven Morrow. And then we also had a couple APW guys in there, you know, Tommy Too Good and Austin Wrathchild. And don't get me wrong, they were two really good workers. We got a little beef with them, but it's okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Right off the bat, they seem to be outsized in that match. I mean, the other three tags teams in that match are all giant dudes, man. So Tommy Too Good, he's built like a fire hydrant kind of. He's stocky and stout, but he's a little short. And Wrathchild, man, Wrathchild can actually go in the ring. Wrathchild's a hell of a technical wrestler, but don't have the size that any of the rest of you guys have. Did y'all just kind of ping pong them around, man?
Yeah, they kind of got ping ponged around a little bit. Then when we got in the match, Doc Gallows pretty much came to me, and me and him were battling outside the ring. And I've took some chair shots in my day, but that Joker, man, those are brutal.
So look, Justin Klein's throwing, he's saying my questions are stale, but he does have a good question because I seen the picture with you and Bryce Mitchell. So he wants to know about meeting Bryce Mitchell. So smarten us up on that, man. How was that? Bryce is definitely controversial to a lot of people, but I'll be honest with you, man. You know, if you listen to what he says, a lot of it makes sense.
It does. A lot of it does make sense. I will agree to that. So a guy that I know who worked in law enforcement and around Cersei, he does some sparring with Bryce. So I reached out to him. I was like, hey, man, see if you can get a hold of Bryce, get me connected with him. I'd like to try to bring him in to do like at least a meet and greet and maybe be a special ref. I don't want to put him in a match with somebody, you know. Didn't want somebody to hurt him or anything. But but so he gave me Bryce's contact and got us talking a little bit. And Bryce was like very interested in coming. He really did. But he told me that he was just opening up a new gym in Fayetteville, and he had some scheduling conflicts. He's got a fight in Brazil coming up. He's training for. I think he might actually be headed that way right now. But he told me, he said, man, he said, I've got a bunch of old gear, like my old gloves and kick pads and different things like that. He said, let me gather that up. And he said, I'll donate that to you to give to the kids that were involved. That way they've got something like that. So I was like, man, that's great. And I ended up going a couple weeks ago to his house and meeting him and talking for a while, and he hooked me up with a bunch of gear.
That's really cool, man. I got one question though. Did you ask him about the screw gun incident?
No, I didn't bring that one up.
I don't think he's ever gonna live that one down, man. I'll be honest with you. I think that's gonna stick with him for life, man. I know it was stuck with me for life for sure.
Man, he was a class A guy, man. He was very polite, respectable, and as soon as I got out, you know, of the truck there, he was, hey, Mr. Caliber, how are you? And you know, just like that. Very, very good dude. And he told me that ever since he found out about the accident, he said, man, I've been praying for those families and those kids and everything. He said, I think this is the least I can do. I'd like to be there, but, you know, scheduling conflicts. So he said, I'll do whatever I can, but this is what I got right now. I was like, man, we'll take it.
Yeah, he's an Arkansas boy, born and bred. If I'm thinking right, he got his start in The Ultimate Fighter. On the Ultimate Fighter TV show. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's where he got his start. And I mean, he's a tough guy, man. Can't nobody deny Bryce. He's a tough ass dude.
He is. I don't know about where his start is. I think the first time I heard about Bryce was one of his actual fights there at the UFC. When he won, he was telling Dana White he wanted some camo shorts.
I don't even know now what they let him do. I know they went through that stage where they took all of your sponsors. I think it was Reebok. They did a deal with Reebok, and Reebok, the UFC had certain shit you could put on your tights, but none of it was your personal sponsors there for a while. So I know it created a lot of controversy with the fighters. I think they loosened that up. I think certain fighters now do get to, they still got to wear certain stuff, but I think they do get to plug some of their sponsors now, but it's a really cool thing for Bryce to donate some of his gear. It would have really been cool if he'd have been able to show up.
It would have, like I said, that would have brought a whole new type of fan in there, because you got fans that don't like wrestling, but they like UFC, and they would come over just to meet Bryce. And but hey, I mean, maybe next time we can get a schedule and right, and he can come. But
maybe next year, man.
Maybe so. Like I said, I'd like to have him, but right now, I understand, and he was very cool about it, and donated that stuff. So I'm thankful for that.
Man, we're going to pull up our first graphic. I'm gonna get us switched around here.
Okay.
Let me see where we are. This is a match I'm interested in. I think a lot of people will be interested in. Hometown girl, Jennifer Justice, hometown girl around our area versus Freya the Slayer. And I'm going to tell you something. I like Freya. I really, really like her. How did this match come about, man?
Actually, that would be JPJ.
There you go.
JPJ reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to have a women's match there at the THILLA?" And I said, "Sure. We haven't had one yet, and we've been looking to do that." I said, "Who do you got?" And he said, "Jennifer Justice, and we're bringing in Freya the Slayer from OVW." I said, "Hell yeah, let's do it."
Yeah, man. I my honest opinion, I feel like it ain't going to be long. Freya's going to get that call, whether it's AEW or for me, if I'm a talent scout in WWE, especially I'm scouting female talent, I don't see how you can't be looking at her. She
Exactly.
is. I mean, she's the Arctic Amazon. I mean, she's a big girl, tall in stature. She's pretty at the same time. I think she's got everything that the WWE could use right now in their women's business, women's division. And Jennifer Justice, man, Jennifer is a tried and true veteran. Jennifer's been doing this over 20 years. And Jennifer, man, here lately, she has gotten herself back into great shape too. Jennifer, man, has really, I've been keeping my eye on her over the past 5 or 6 months or so, and she looks like she's rededicated herself to professional wrestling.
Yeah, I watched her work last year in Paragould in a match over there, and she was very impressive over there. And I knew that she'd been doing it for a long time, but that's what I haven't seen her since then. But that's what I was told, is that she's kind of got herself back in shape and raring to go.
Yeah, man, this should be one heck of a matchup right here. Here's the thing. Obviously, Jennifer's got more experience than Freya, but Freya's got more name value, more mainstream exposure than Jennifer does. So it would be a hell of a feather in Jennifer's cap to walk out Saturday night with a victory over Freya the Slayer.
Well, they say sometimes that experience kicks in and it helps you out.
Jennifer's a hell of a wrestler. Jennifer, she can wrestle or she can brawl too. So she's kind of can do it all. So this is a match that I'm highly interested in right here. Look, I do predictions. So I'm gonna throw it to you, man. Look at these two ladies. Who do you predict's going to walk out of Saturday night the winner?
Man, I'm going to tell you, the one that's going to walk out the winner is the one that gets the 3 count.
Oh, that sounds like some shit I said last night with Randy Bird and them on the podcast. There was a kendo stick on a pole match, and we're predicting. And I said, well, I feel like whoever gets the kendo stick first is going to win the match, man. Hell of a matchup. I'll be honest with you. I would like to see Jennifer pull this one out. I think it'd be a big feather in her cap, man. Jennifer's a little bit of everywhere right now. She's kind of showing up at a lot of different shows. She's traveling again. I know that much. I'm seeing her show up in shows out of state. So should be one heck of a matchup. Look, let me switch us back around right quick because Mick Vicious is in here. He's got some comments.
Oh, Lord.
Let me see what Mick's got to say. Mick says, Mick Vicious has an open challenge for AWA Super Heavyweight Championship. Who is going to step up? Damn, I didn't know AWA had a Super Heavyweight Championship. Really?
And Mick is the champion?
I guess. That seems funny, don't it? You'd feel
it does. He reminds me of a black Papa Smurf.
You'd feel like Hyde would be the champion if it was the super heavyweight championship, but
You think so?
Hey, Mick's a badass dude, man. He is like a troll though. He got that beard, man.
Yeah.
But he can go in the ring. There ain't no doubt about that, man. And Mick's a veteran of the game, so
Mick is a veteran of the game. We've actually had some run-ins with Mick, and he can work. He can go.
yeah, man.
Open challenge. I mean, hey, I might double shot Saturday night. I might come after you, Mick. You don't know.
See, we booking matches right here, right now, man.
I'm telling you. Hey, that'll give me a reason and get Damien a reason to get over on AWA.
I'm starting to feel like Damien's not going to make it tonight. He's umpiring some baseball games, so we knew he might be here, he might not. But I'm fixing to pull up the main graphic for the show, and there's a ton of talent on here. There's talent from all of these different companies, man. One popping out to me right off the bat, Austin Everest. I know this kid, he is currently the OCW heavyweight champion, right?
He is, yes, sir.
Talented young man, spent some time training under Dr. Tom Pritchard, and I seen him pre-Tom Pritchard and post-Tom Pritchard, and I'll tell you this, whatever went on at Tom Pritchard's changed Austin Everest for the better. He's got a bad attitude. It changed his attitude, but, man, every time I see this young man, he's in better shape. He's a big young man. He's another one that I think it won't be long. So somebody's going to give him a call, and he's going to be at the next level somewhere soon.
I didn't realize he was as young as he was until talking to him a few weeks ago. But yeah, man, getting to see Austin Everest every week down there at OCW, man, and watching the change in him and how he's growing talent wise, and his matches. Even his promo skills has gotten a lot better. I agree with you. I know he's been doing some work every now and then for Herb Simmons up there at SICW. Yeah, Austin, I think he'll go somewhere. He's got the ability. As long as he keeps doing what he's doing, he'll get a call somewhere.
He's got good drive and a good work ethic. When I first met him, he used to be a heavy set guy. Big as me, big as you. And when I first met him, he had lost a lot of weight. But, when you lose a lot of weight like that fast, he had a lot of skin, lot of skin hanging off of him. And, man, within a year's time, every time I see him, more and more of that, I think it's pretty much all gone now, man. So he's a hard-working young man, and he goes after what he wants. He's a hustler, like Ricky Kennedy sitting there smiling. He ready to bust somebody's cherry right there with that fist, man.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I enjoy watching Everest work every week when I see him and watch how he improves. Great kid. He is toning it up. I know he's been in the gym and all that stuff, so proud of him.
So I see Chief Hill right there in the center by Austin Everest, man.
Oh, Chief. I think he's been doing this for about 100 years now.
I think so, man. Chief Hill, man, him and James Lee Booker used to run heavy together.
Low life family.
Chief Hill, man, is a great dude, though. Great dude, old school veteran.
I know Chief's going to have his longtime buddy there with him Saturday night. Good old Nugget, Mr. Nugget. Sorry. He'll be there and probably run that mouth like always.
Nugget might get involved, man. You can't never tell. You got to watch Nugget, man.
Oh, yeah. Look, you just steal his inhaler and he's no good. That's all you got to do is take that inhaler.
So we're going to blow Nugget up, man. What we going to do? We're going to take his inhaler and blow him up?
Yeah, he walks to that ring from backstage, walking to that ring, he's blowed up.
So I mean, how many matches do you guys, do you have like a lineup, and you got any idea of how many matches you guys are going to have? Because y'all got a lot of talent.
We do have a lot of talent, and we're actually starting it at 6 o'clock with the doors opening at 5. Give that extra hour in there. And, Buster, to be honest, I think we're looking at 8 matches right now, maybe 9.
Old school Coliseum card.
Oh, yeah, old school. I know we've got, we've been challenged by a couple of them APW guys a couple of the guys we were talking about earlier. They were challenging us to a match, and I think we're going to take it.
So I'm assuming that means Tommy Too Good and Austin Rathchild. I see him up there at the top of the card, man.
Yeah. I'd say you're right on that one. No, at the Valentine's Day show there in Black Rock, Tommy was running his mouth in the ring, and you probably didn't hear me, but I called him a sawed-off midget.
He don't like it, man. You know,
No.
short. Look, my brother's short as hell, and short guys hate being short. That's all I can say about it, man. They don't like being short, man. They all got a bad attitude.
I got that little man syndrome.
Man, you ain't lying about that, but you better watch out. Tommy owns his own gym. Actually, the gym he owns used to be my brother's gym. Tommy spends a lot of time in it. And Tommy, man, I heard a rumor that he plans on press slamming you.
I would pay good money to see that.
Tommy we might need a spatula if he goes for that, man, to scrape Tommy off the mat when this is over. But you can't count Tommy Too Good out or Austin. Like I said, both guys talented in the ring. Tommy's strong as a bull. And Rathchild can tie you up in a knot if he wants to.
Yeah, we actually worked Tommy and his old partner about a year or so ago there in OCW, and it was a really good match. Those guys can go, and then I've watched Rathchild work, and then we've been into some, little conflict with that little invasion, and I went back and forth with Rathchild, and then in that match there at Valentine's Day, been in the match with him. He can go. Both guys are good workers. It's going to be a heck of a match. I will say this is probably a match that you're going to want to watch.
Right. Jonathan
No doubt.
Black, man. Jonathan Black, a OCW guy. Is he going to be there?
Jonathan Black is going to be there if he shows up. I mean, he's invited. But
he's a hell of a talent. I first seen Jonathan up here in West Tennessee at TIWF, man, and I kind of watched him grow. And I'm glad, man, that he ventured out finally, left his comfort zone and branched out down to OCW, man. I think it's good for him. I think it helps him. It's going to help him go to the next level.
Yeah, Jonathan's a good worker, good dude. I enjoy getting to chat with him in the back. Definitely, I hope he's there Saturday night. A hell of a talent.
Right.
So
what can you want to give us a rundown, what you can give us, or you want to kind of partner us up on some of these other matches we might be seeing?
Well, of course you got Jennifer Justice and Freya the Slayer. Well, I actually have the family affiliated. They're supposed to be coming up from Louisiana. Rika Wildley and his partner. And I think they're going to be going against Savage Brotherhood.
Rika's he's a whole damn show on his own.
He is. But
I mean, he's a whole show on his own. Really cool. I like Rika, man. He's really cool. I like his character. I like what he does. Highly entertaining, man. He's he can go in the ring, but man, he's someone the kids are definitely going to want to see.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, his ring attire, his his entrance attire is definitely something the kids are going to love. I mean, shoot, the first time I seen him come out like that, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. You spend a lot of time on that stuff. And he said that's what he does every night. When he's not working, he's working on his gimmick.
Yeah, man, he got a cool gimmick, man, colorful as hell. I mean, he's worth the price of admission on his own.
Oh yeah, they're good dudes. Like I said, we told them about this deal and the incident. We're doing the benefit, and they're like all about coming up and helping out any way they could. So
everybody's coming together for this thing. What's next on? What else is on the card, man?
Well, Chief Hill's going to have him a match. I can't tell you who his opponent's going to be in. I mean, I know who it is, but that's going to be a surprise for everybody. They're going to want to see that. Austin Everest is going to be in action. I think he's going to be going up against Zach Daniels from MCW, and possibly maybe somebody else, maybe Serpent.
Be a heck of a match. Just him and Zach Daniels alone is a good match because Zach just captured the MCW heavyweight title.
He did. That's right.
Austin's the OCW heavyweight champion, so that's a big match on its own right there. And if you add Serpent to that, man, obviously Serpent's got twice, 3 times the experience as the other two guys, but he's also he got that Tommy Too Good syndrome. He's a little small in this matchup.
True. That's an idea we're throwing around. You know, definitely Everest versus Zach Daniels, but you know, we're trying a lot of guys coming in for this show. We're trying to, you know, showcase a lot of the talent as much as we can on there.
What's the golden rule? Card subject to change.
That's right. Card is subject to change. I will say this: we are going to have a battle royal. Excuse me, I've been battling them sinuses like everybody else has, but we are going to have a battle royal. And in this battle royal, the final four of that battle royal is going to, when it becomes the final four, it's going to turn into an elimination style match. So we'll have one winner that way.
What is there any prize for the winner of that matchup?
Be recognized as the actual THILLA from Manila for a year. I don't know. We might try to find him a crown or something. You know, we're still working on that.
Jonathan Black's back on here. He said he'll be there for sure.
All right.
Alyssa Reed's on here. Says, "Hey, Big C."
Hey, Alyssa, how are you?
Man, this is a don't miss card. To be honest with you, it sounds. I mean, and you know, with this kind of show, like you said, card subject to change. Guys show up. Guys that you ain't even talked to sometime. You know, they walk through the back door and like, I'm here, and then you gotta find something to do with them. So there might be some bonus matches out there by the time Saturday gets here. You can't never tell.
You never know what's going to happen on that end. Then, well, you got MEMPHIS doing an open challenge on here,
right?
So I mean, who's going to step up to that? Like I said, I might be interested in taking that belt from him.
There you go. It's super heavyweight title, man.
That's right.
I think.
Hey, well, you know what? You got Big Cedric from OCW. That's a super heavyweight.
There you go, man.
That might be a good idea to put him in there. You never know. JPJ is going to be in action. JPJ will probably be in the main event.
JPJ is the current UWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Not sure who's going to step up to the plate against him. It might be a little surprise. I'm full of those things. I like throwing surprises in there. So got to show up to find out.
I'm with you on that. So look, man, we're going to wrap it down. But before we get out of here, give us all the particulars, man. The when, the where, the price. And you got sponsors, anything you guys need to plug. The floor is yours, Big C. Do your thing, man.
I got you. So this Saturday night, March the 14th, in Manila, Arkansas, it's going to be held at the Manila High School basketball gym. That's a big old gym there. I believe if you put in 419 East Olympia Street, it'll take you right to it. Doors are going to open at 5. The show will start at 6. Ticket prices for adults are $10. Student tickets are $5, and kids 4 and under are free. There will be some ringside seats, and those are first come, first serve. We're not reserving any of those seats like that. You know, a lot of times we do that. A lot of the kids from the school want to get down there ringside and be close to the action. So that's why we don't reserve those seats like that.
Right.
Huge card. Like I said, 4 different companies coming in: OCW, APW, AWA, and MCW. A lot of superstars. Freya the Slayer from OVW is going to be there. Women's match against Jennifer Justice. Sorry about that.
Oh, you good, dude?
These cough drops ain't working anymore.
You got to get some of them old school cherry loons, man. We know they ain't going to do nothing for the cough, but they taste good as hell.
Yeah, I got some honey lemon ones today, but I was looking for those old school ones. We were talking about them old cherry ones.
Man, I used to go to the damn drugstore and buy 10 packs at a time, man, and eat the whole 10 packs in one day, man. So. Oh
yeah. Sponsors. Let's see. We got Manila Ice, the ice truck. They sponsored a little bit for us. We're also going to have Walker Stewart there.
Oh wow!
To film. He's going to film it and put it together. That way, you know, after a couple of weeks, it can be on YouTube. And those that don't know Walker, he does commentary and films for New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Right.
So he'll be there.
That'll be cool, man.
Let me see. Manila Ice, sponsored. Sean Perkins with Farmer and Merchants Bank. He's sponsored. The MEMPHIS family from Manila, they've actually sent a donation in to sponsor. Eagle Laser and Engraving out of Leashville, they have sponsored. There's a couple more. I'm trying to remember who they are off the top of my head.
Sounds like everybody's kind of coming to, I mean, even the businesses around in Manila and around Manila is all coming together too to make this thing as successful as possible.
Yeah, they have. I mean, the support we've got from this, man, it's tremendous. And I mean, I don't know where to begin on saying thank you to everybody, especially, you know, all the other workers, the companies coming in, the community. Just, it's amazing the support we've got from it. We just hope everybody shows up and shows out.
Yeah, we're looking for 2,500 people.
We're
looking for 2,600, 2,700, whatever
right.
we can fit in the building. So before we get out of here, remind everybody exactly what this show is for and what it's about, man.
So this show is a benefit for the Manila 7. It's for the 7 families that were devastated by the accident back in December in Lake City that involved 6 of our high school kids in a vehicle and a parent of another kid. The parent of the other child passed away. One of the kids in the vehicle has passed away. The other 5 students were in the med. One was in a children's hospital in Little Rock fighting for their life. Fortunately, all of them are home except one, Maddox, who's still in Shepherd's Center down there in Atlanta in a rehab, and he's getting better every day. So that's a miracle.
Right. That's good news to hear, man. Big show, a lot of talent. Come out and support this show, man. It's not just a wrestling show. It's going to help support these families. All of us know how expensive life is today, especially medical bills. And, you know, all of us need help at some time or another, man. So I want everybody to come out. Big C, man, I appreciate you so much.
I'll tell you this. LaFonce and MCW, they helped me out a lot a few years ago when my sister passed away from a car wreck and didn't know she had no burial insurance or life insurance. So we had to, come up with all that on our own. They threw together a benefit auction show, and that helped out tremendously. And, I'll forever, be in debt to them guys for that.
So you got a vested interest in this thing, because I didn't know that. I didn't know about your sister. So you really understand what these families experienced and what they're going through.
Oh yeah, definitely on a first-hand basis.
And LaFonce always helps everybody, man. You ain't got to ask LaFonce twice. LaFonce's a great guy. Always been that way. Always will be that way, man. Big C, man, I wish y'all all the luck. I want the fire department to have to come shut the doors, man.
That'd be amazing.
Man, I appreciate you so much for coming on. I got to get you and Wolf back so we can discuss the K9s and discuss you guys' careers and how both of y'all broke into business, who trains you, where you started, in the whole 9 yards. But, man, I appreciate you so much for coming on. I appreciate you for letting me be part of this. Honest to God, man, I appreciate you guys letting me be part of this, man. This is what the wrestling community does, man. There's always, everybody on the surface always sees just the drama. They don't always see what really goes on and how guys come together when it need be. And this is one of those times where, when you got 4 companies working together at one time, that's a big deal, man.
I'm going to speak for Damien on this. Hopefully it never has to happen, but if, another one of these companies, close to their home, they put together a show, they need some help with something, me and Damon will be there to do whatever we can for them, like they've been here for us on this one. We're indebted to them guys, as well, forever thankful for them, and whatever they need, we'll be there for them too.
Right. Big C, man, I appreciate you.
Thank you for having us on, man.
Dude, it ain't even, man, it wasn't even, when y'all hit me up, man, it wasn't even a question. All I had to do was look at my book and get us a date picked out, man. That was it. And I think everybody knows that. I've been doing a lot more shows that have something to do with benefits lately. And how do you not, man?
Exactly.
it makes the wrestling community stronger around our area, and I think that's a good thing for the wrestling community. This is going to be a great thing for the families and just the people of Manila. This is going to be good for Manila, man.
Yeah, it will be. And like I said, man, them kids being around them every day at the school, working with them, knowing them, talking to them. It's I didn't really think it hit me that hard seeing all the stuff I've seen over my career. But once you've been at that school and you work with these kids every day, all year long, man, they're like your kids. So this was, it hit me pretty hard. And I don't know if people see my hat right here that's backwards, but I help out the assistant high school baseball coach there in Manila, and 4 of the kids, 4 of the boys, they play baseball, so that's a patch for them. They were on the team. So
yeah, here's the thing. It's one thing when it's somebody you know of. It hits you. There's a big difference. It hits you a lot harder when it's people you actually know and you interact with on a regular basis, man. I mean, testament to you, dude. I mean, honestly, testament to you. I know you've seen a lot through your lifetime and your career, but had to been hard. Had to been hard.
Definitely hard. And that being in that ER with all the families that night, man, was probably one of the scariest nights of my life because you didn't know what was going on. And even though I was, law enforcement and could get back there if I needed to find out, it's like, you can't go back there. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
I felt helpless because normally on stuff like that, I'm in the back helping and all that. And Damien, his line of work, he's the same way, but it's kind of like, what can you do? You're kind of like your hands are tied is how I felt that night.
Well, I'll be honest with you. When we first heard about it, like now knowing that these kids are starting to recover and are going to recover at some point, dude, when we first heard about it, the first news we heard, it made it sound like everybody was gone, like nobody was going to make it through this thing. And like I said, my wife born and raised in Mark Tree and Kaiser, so she's right there around Manila her whole life. She knows some of these people, or at least knows the names. When you hear their names, she knows who they are, who their families are. And it was the first news we got, man. It was like it was. I'm glad it's turned out like it has. It's a tragic event, period. But it could have been a lot worse.
It could have. I mean, it definitely could have been a lot worse. And I'm thankful it wasn't a lot worse. I remember me and Chief were hauling ass to the hospital, and that news article come across my phone about four people dead in this deal, and I couldn't get to the hospital fast enough on that. I was like, that can't be true. And luckily it wasn't true. It's terrible that, we did lose 2 people out of it, but we still got, 5 more that's still here with us. So.
Right. And now that you say that, it's I'm a big believer in stuff like that. Maybe ought to be held back until you know more of the facts of what's going on. Then, because I mean, just like you think about the parents, man, if that's the first thing you've seen, I mean, that scares the hell out of you right there. And I'm a firm believer in situations like that. Maybe news outlets and newspapers in different places ought to hold back on the headline until they know more about what's going on, so they can tell you what is and what isn't. Not send everybody into super panic mode.
Oh yeah, and I had some comments on when I found out who released it, but being professional, I'm keeping those to myself. So
right, I fully understand. See, man, I appreciate you. I'm gonna get you and Wolf back on here sometime. Hopefully, we can set it up for around the early May, late April, dude.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm right there with y'all, man. I want to see y'all have 2,500 people in there, and I wish you guys all the luck this weekend, man.
Thank you, Buster. We appreciate you having us on here again. And everybody, I know you ain't doing, got stuff going on Saturday night, so bring your asses to Manila. Let's pack that gym out for these families. Let's show up and show out. It's going to be a special night, an emotional night. I know we got some stuff planned ourselves. that we've been working on. So it's going to be a good show. Come on out and enjoy it.
See, man, you have a great night, my friend.
You too, buddy. Thank you.
All right, y'all, right there. This Saturday night, Manila High School Gym, Manila, Arkansas. Go to this show. Go support this show, whether you're a wrestling fan or not. It's for a great cause. And you're going to like what you see, man. These guys have got a stat card of talent. There's no way this show can't be awesome. Go support it. Try to help raise all the money they can for these families. Guys, I'll be back Monday night with Zane Richards and Wild Card Wrestling at 7 p.m. Until then, y'all take.
When you hear that Buster H.R. Oh, man, it's about to go down. You feel the tension in the air. Wrestling fans all over the world, get ready for this right here. They're gonna have a field day with this one. You're about to witness Buster Unmasked. Lord! Oh! Lord! There's no telling what Buster's gonna say today. We just getting started. Just getting started.